Good afternoon, Rotarians. Yeah, hi, Skeet. Welcome to the, sorry we're a few minutes earlier than we normally are, and I'll explain in a minute, but welcome to the June 25th meeting of the Rotary Club Des Moines. The last meeting of this Rotary year, so for the final time, I am your president, Tim Lilwitz. And we have not only Michael speaking today, but a number of awards to give out. So first of all, thank you to Nakona and Eric, Nakona Dayton and Eric Oberfeld for greeting today. Thank you guys, appreciate it. And thanks to past President Skeet Wooten, who will be giving a brief moment of inspiration and then will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and four-way test. And just a quick reminder, when we are greeting each other today, let's try to do it a little bit briefly again, because we've got to move things along so we can be respectful of Michael's time as well as all the other things we have to get done today. So with that, Skeet.
Thank you for that tepid reception. Well, Happy New Year, Rotarians. Today marks the end of Tim's year in about 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Okay. Anyway, the end of President Tim's term and the beginning of soon-to-be President Josh's term is at the helm. It's all up here from here. There's no worries. No, seriously, one of the greatest thrills I've had in my professional life was to be president of this club. Many of you weren't born yet, but it's something that I'll always cherish. And Tim has done a mediocre job at best. No, wait, I'm sorry. No, truly an outstanding job. And we've been fortunate to see his wit, his wisdom, and good grace this past year. A couple of examples of great leadership. We've had a lot of new members. Morning Fuel, the bourbon, which will take place tonight, and the upcoming Rotary dinners at Mike Wolderman's. If you haven't RSVP'd, please do. So Tim, we're better for your leadership. You've inspired us all, and all of us will pledge to be true to the good. Now, for more inspiration, we are all the beneficiaries of the outstanding work that the arts brings to our community. We've been fortunate this year to hear from many significant contributors to the arts community, and today is the icing on the cake. The New York Times said the Des Moines Metro Opera has become one of the country's most successful smaller companies doing adventurous repertoire in a 467-seat theater. Michael has led the opera to a nationally recognized significance and begins the 2026 season tomorrow evening with the performance of Tosca, and I hope many of you will be in attendance. I will. The arts are the foundation to human society, driving cognitive development, emotional well-being, cultural preservation, and economic growth. They offer vital tools for self-expression and the communication, bridging divides between different backgrounds, while encouraging innovation and thinking across all aspects of life. The opera, the Civic Center, the ballet, the Arts Center, the symphony, and many others all add to the vitality and pulse of our community, and we're fortunate to have them. Kathleen Dinsmore on the staff of the National Endowment for the Arts said it very well. She said, "The arts matter because they illustrate the human experience, the wonder of it, the bewilderment of it, the whimsy of it, and so much more. We would not be connected so deeply without the existence of the arts." So if you want to be inspired, go see a performance of the Des Moines Metro Opera. They are the definition of punching above their weight. With that, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test.
Is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will you briefly say hello to your fellow
I'm sure you'll be part of this. All right, that was very brief. I appreciate that, Rotarian. Good job. As we do every week, we will acknowledge several guests that have joined us today. So guests, when I call your name, please stand and remain standing, and then we'll introduce you or recognize you as a group when we are done. First, we have Assistant District Governor John Rogers from the West Des Moines Club is back with us today. We have Bud and Dorothy Hockenberg, the parents of Marnie Hockenberg, are here. Barbara Cortesio, wife of our own John Cortesio, is here as well. Joyce Wheeler, Waukee Rotarian and the wife of Todd Wheeler. And then finally, my family decided to actually acknowledge me today, and my wife EJ, my son Elliot, and my daughter Callie are here as well. So thank you guys for joining us. All right, where in the world is Club 27? For the guests that have joined us, the Rotary Club of Des Moines is the 27th Rotary Club founded in the world, of over 46,000 clubs across 221 countries and territories worldwide. We have a couple today. First, we have Alex Black, took his dad to the Iowa Speedway in Newton for a Father's Day track outing. So thanks to Alex for that picture, good picture. And then, of course, to continue the theme throughout the year, we have Doug Saltzgaver, past President Doug Saltzgaver, is here with his he says two friends. I'm not sure if those are paid actors or friends in that picture. But Doug went on the Bakun bike ride, the 72-mile looped ride starting and ending in Waukee with 8 stops for bacon treats. So, and then I'm told we have one more. Where in the world is Club 27? Well, apparently that is past presidents Doug Saltzgaver and Skeet Wooten in front of my front door at my home, Polk City. A couple things about this. What past President Doug and Skeet don't know is that we have a Ring doorbell cam. And so I was sitting in my office and looking at my phone and going, why the hell are Doug and Skeet outside my house? I think it was on Tuesday, maybe. And then also coincidentally, you know, in Polk City we have those alerts they give you if they close the mile-long bridge or whatever. They sent out an alert about 2 older-looking odd gentlemen wandering around with photographs, and so I just want to make sure that we've cleared that up and the Polk City Police are okay. All right, and just a reminder, if you're going somewhere fun, I know a lot of us are going on summer vacations, please take a picture, send it to Kitty, and we'll recognize you. All right, before we get to Michael as our featured speaker today, we have some very important awards to pass out. So I'd like to recognize first, before we do the individual awards, some of our members who have made this past year a Rotary successful year. So first to the outgoing board members, and if you're here, go ahead and stand. We have Mark Lyons, John Lorenzen, Kevin Kassir, and Marnie Hockenberg. Thank you, board members, for your appreciate it. And then to keep things moving, and I know several of these people couldn't be here today, so we do have a slide, right, Kitty? So for those of you that don't know, as president, you get to ask a lot of you out in the audience to help you throughout the year to lead committees. And so these were the committee chairs we had this year. So just briefly, Bob, Ann, Brian, Malik, Alex, Jason, Graham, and Eric all headed up a committee of this year for for the club, and thank you for your service above self. It was great year. So, round of applause for the team. Okay, the two individual awards to hand out today. It's my pleasure to hand them both out. It's the Roger T. Stetson Rotarian of the Year and the Cecil Bolsinger Lifetime Service Award. So we will start with the Rotarian of the Year. This year's Roger T. Stetson Rotarian of the Year is someone who has made an extraordinary impact in her relatively short time. In just 3 years as a member, Marnie Hockenberg has embraced Rotary with enthusiasm, leadership, and passion for growing our membership. Marnie recently completed her term, as we just acknowledged, on the board of directors, and she's been a tireless advocate for introducing other Rotarians or other prospective members to the Rotary experience. She set a personal goal of bringing 10 new members into our club this year, and she achieved it. To date, she has hosted 22 prospective members at our lunches, resulting in 10 new members, an impressive, successful rate, Marnie. And I remember when Kevin and I and Josh and a lot of the others were in the meetings on strategic planning, I remember thinking, Marnie could probably just be a membership task force of one. We probably don't even have to help her, but she's a natural recruiter, and we're very lucky to have her in our club. So through her leadership, commitment to membership growth, and dedication to making others feel welcome in our club, Marnie exemplifies the spirit of service above self. So please join me in congratulating our 2025-2026 Roger T. Stetson Rotarian of the Year, Marnie Hockenberg.
Thank you so very much for this honor. I am really truly humbled to receive the Rotarian of the Year award. I would first like to thank past President Kevin Kassier, current President for another 45 minutes, Tim Lilwitz.
35 now.
35 minutes, to be precise. Incoming President-elect Josh Brabeek, soon to be our President. The board, and especially our executive director, Katie Morehouse, for their leadership, support, and guidance through my Rotary journey. I am also very honored to have my parents, Bud and Dorothy Hockenberg, here with me today, and I thank you for your love, encouragement, and support. I love you. Congratulations to John Cortesio for your Distinguished Lifetime Service Award. Rotary has been an amazing journey. I have enjoyed every single minute of being part of this organization. I have grown both personally and professionally, and I'm really, really proud of the work that we have done to positively impact our local, regional, national, and international communities. We truly are the best Rotary Club. Am I right on that? Yes. The reality, though, is that all of you set the table for success long before I joined 3 years ago. Really, all I had to do was invite people to join me at the magic table there for lunch. I am especially grateful to the outstanding women who said yes to my invitation to join our club and ultimately become Rotarians. So if you are here today, please stand so that we can recognize you, and please hold your applause until the end. And all the names have been read. Christy Edwards, Jen Esplund, Artis Kelly, Erlyn Kakanan, Melissa Merrifield, Noelle Nelson, Mindy O'Neill, April Pinnell, and Tina Smothers. Thank you all so much for saying yes. You are looking now at the future leaders of our Rotary Club. You know, this award might have my name on it, but really, it truly reflects the welcoming culture, friendship, and opportunities that make our Rotary Club of Des Moines so special. Thank you again for this incredible honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Marnie, and congratulations. Next, our Cecil Bolsinger Lifetime Service Award recognizes a Rotarian for their commitment to service above self, who has left a lasting impact on our club, our community, and beyond. This award carries a little bit of extra meaning to me, as I get to give it to the man who introduced me to this club, I think about 10 years ago now or so. He was known around the Bradshaw Law Firm for wearing out red pens and getting young associates to wonder how one man could make so many corrections on a single letter or brief or memo with the initials of JCC at the top of it, and you all know him as John Cortesio. John has been a member of the Rotary Club of Des Moines for 41 years, including more than 20 years of perfect attendance. He served as the club's president in 1994 through 1995, and has truly lived Rotary's values throughout his decades of service. I still do get asked to this day by judges and lawyers how John is doing, if that tells you anything about how others think of him. John also holds a distinction unmatched in our club's history. He is the only member of the Rotary Club of Des Moines ever to receive Rotary's International Prestigious Service Above Self Award. That is Rotary's highest honor for an individual Rotarian, and it's an internationally competitive award that is presented to no more than 150 Rotarians every year, and that's out of over 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide. So John received this recognition in 2001 for his leadership of the remarkable Simon Estes Youth Chorus Project, which brought 40 talented young singers from Simon Estes' high school in Cape Town, South Africa, to Central Iowa for a year of cultural exchange, education, and friendship. The project changed many lives, built international understanding, and demonstrated the extraordinary impact one Rotarian can have on the world. So John, thank you for your 41 years of service, leadership, and dedication to our club. It is our privilege to present to you with the Cecil Bolsinger Lifetime Service Award.
Thank you, Tim, and thank you, Club, for this kind award. We are fortunate to have had your leadership, Tim, the last year, and it's been terrific.
Thank you.
We also know that waiting in the wings is Josh, and he's also going to be a very, very excellent leader for our club. We're blessed. And I, like Marnie, recognize Kitty. He's been so courteous to me and to all of us in so many ways, and making sure the trains run on time. And also, I applaud Marnie, who I'm sure with 10 new members in a year has got to be an all-time record for our club, and an amazing record of what she contributes. The cheerful assistance of my fellow members in this club has always been key to any completion of any task I've ever done in Rotary. And for that, I'm thankful to the members of this club, past and present. I'm also beholden to my wife, Barbara, who for all these years, for 66 years throughout our marriage, has always been there for me as an inspiration and as a support, without which I could have never done anything. And having a 41-year perspective as a member of the club, just a few observations I would make, and I think they're all valid. I think this club is highly respected, and justly so. It is a club that is also rich, very rich in tradition, going back to its very, very beginning. And today it is truly a club that is alive and vibrant. And as a result of the good works of so many of the members of this club that have been served in such a leadership way by Marnie, as we've seen today. It's it's been truly a joy and a privilege for me to be a member of this club, and in doing so to know all of you as I do. Thank you.
Okay, and then finally, before we get to Michael, Assistant District Governor John Rogers has an announcement my script tells me. So John, you want to come up here?
You bet, Tim. Thank you so much. I want to thank Kevin Kassir. As AG, I came aboard midstream, and Kevin and I sat down at one of the coffee shops, and he brought me up to speed on some of the things John said about tradition and excellence and kindness and fellowship. And Kevin, I'll always be grateful for you bringing in a new AG on the run and doing that for me. Kitty, I promised Kitty we would carve out just a moment, and it's an important moment. Two things come to mind. Elliot and Callie, when I met your dad, we talked for 45 minutes about hockey and how much you guys love hockey. And as a St. Louis Blues fan, I indulged your dad because I found out you're Blackhawk fan. Todd Wheeler knows this. There are no Rotary police. When I did my president-elect training and assistant governor training, they made that clear. So I took it upon myself to create a recognition citation. And I don't want Tim, as an attorney, to worry that the citation is for over parking or speeding. It's a citation, Tim, that I feel very strongly that we need to recognize you with. And I'm going to read it, Tim, and then present it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Assistant Governor citation presented to Tim Lilwitz, the Rotary Club of Des Moines. This citation is awarded with deep appreciation in honor and recognition of your exemplary service and leadership in taking action to unite for good, which is our theme this year. Tim, thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. John, if you don't know John, get to know him. He's a wonderful Rotarian, and I do think I will get out to the West Des Moines Club at some point in the future and join you guys out there. So, okay, enough with the awards, right? We want to hear from Michael. So Susan, our own Susan Voss, is here to introduce our keynote speaker.
Well, I am delighted to introduce my good friend Michael Eagle. Skeet gave you a little background in the importance of opera, the Des Moines Metro Opera, but let me tell you a little bit about Michael. He's a Simpson grad. He's been with the opera since, I don't know, the very beginning. He is the Linda Kane, General and Artistic Director of the Des Moines Metro Opera since 2013. He's had every role at the opera there ever is. He has grown this company to worldwide recognition, and raise your hand if you've ever been to an opera down there. It is, you know, I know everybody sort of says opera, that's kind of highbrow if you're Timothy Chalamet or whomever you are that like LA. But he does an amazing job, and he's going to tell you about an incredible season and what they're doing. And just one last thing. They always say it's not over until the fat lady sings. Michael!
Thank you, Susan. That was the most unique introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Michael Eagle. I'm the General and Artistic Director for Des Moines Metro Opera. And thank you for inviting me here tonight. As it was mentioned earlier, we're just one day away from opening night of our summer 2026 festival season, tomorrow night. And so it's rare for me to be actually away from the festival site this close to time, but putting that aside, was glad to accept the invitation and honored to be asked today. I was just thinking as I got here a year ago today, I was sitting down with a reporter who was with us for about three or 4 days from the New York Times a year ago, writing an extended profile on the tremendous growth of the company, and it resulted in a 2-page spread in the arts section in the New York Times, front and back, on Des Moines Metro Opera. So we're going to pass a few of those around in case you didn't see that. We'd love for you to share those amongst yourselves. But it did occur to me that was just a year ago today that we were doing that, and shortly thereafter it came out. So I hope you enjoy some photos and that piece. You can find it online too still. Whenever I have the opportunity to talk about Des Moines Metro Opera, and oftentimes that's actually outside of Iowa and outside of Des Moines, I usually begin by acknowledging the obvious question. Why is one of America's leading opera festivals, summer opera festivals, located in Iowa? Indeed, even in Indianola, Iowa, and that is really a fair question. Our company, as many of you know, is headquartered in Indianola, just 20 minutes south of Des Moines. We have one of America's most unique and special performing arts centers at the Blank Performing Arts Center. It is a wonderful place to live and to perform and to work, but it is not a city that most people would associate with one of our country's major performing arts institutions. And yet for 50 years, something very remarkable, 54 years, something very remarkable has happened just a few miles south of Des Moines. The company was founded in 1973. I know I was not there then. I was actually born then, but it feels like I've been with the company since the beginning. It was founded by Simpson College professor Robert Larson, who believed something simple but very powerful, and that is that great performances and great artistic experiences did not need to only belong to the world's largest cities, but could indeed be experienced by everyone and belong to all of us, even here in the middle of Iowa. I became his successor in 2010. I joined the company as an intern in 1994 when I was just 18 years old. And in these years, our guiding principles, though we have refreshed them for the 21st century, really do remain the same. We believe that if talented artists, creators, designers, directors, etc. are given the opportunity to come together and work at the highest level, and if a community embraces that vision and that strategy, extraordinary things can happen, and they do. Now, for more than 5 decades, artists, volunteers, patrons, community leaders, and audiences have continued to believe that idea, and we have fostered a tremendous amount of loyalty to the vision of the company over these many decades. Together, we have built one of America's most distinctive summer arts festivals and one of the Midwest's largest performing arts organizations. Today, Des Moines Metro Opera attracts audience members from across the country and around the world. During our most recently completed festival season in 2025, we welcomed visitors from 42 states and 6 countries who traveled around the world to see performances in our theater. Nearly 40% of our audience at Des Moines Metro Opera travels from outside the metropolitan area of Des Moines to witness our performances. And according to Opera America, Des Moines Metro Opera ranks 2nd among summer companies in attracting visitors from outside its home state. First is the Santa Fe Opera, but someday we hope to beat them and take first place. But just think about what that means. These are cultural tourists who, from around the world, who are choosing to spend their time and dollars here in central Iowa experiencing an artistic product. They stay in our hotels, they dine in our restaurants, they shop in our local businesses, they discover our communities, and they return home as ambassadors for Des Moines and for Iowa. That activity creates measurable impact as well. A recent economic impact study found that Des Moines Metro Opera generates more than $12 million in annual economic activity throughout Polk, Warren, and Dallas counties, and contributes more than $5 million in labor income every year. These numbers remind us that the arts are not simply a quality of life amenity, they are also an economic driver, They are a tourism asset, and they are an important contributor to a vibrant and growing region. The national arts community and the national arts world has taken notice of our work as well. As I mentioned, and as you heard earlier, the New York Times recently described Des Moines Metro Opera as, quote, one of the country's most successful smaller companies doing adventurous repertory in a 467-seat space, as part of a major piece that they wrote about us. The Dallas Morning News wrote last year, quote, the Midwest's most must-see summer opera festival. And following one of our recent productions, the New Yorker magazine described Des Moines Metro Opera as, quote, one of America's boldest smaller companies, praising performances that, quote, sent psychic shivers into the hot summer night. For any kind of organization based in Iowa, these kinds of national accolades and recognitions are deeply gratifying. But more importantly than that, they reflect something this company has been doing and building for more than 50 years. At its heart, of course, we are an artistic organization. Every summer we present 3 new productions in constant rotating repertory, so every day there was a different performance during a 4-week festival season. What makes our festival unique, if you've been there you know it, is the theater itself. All of our performances take place at the Blank Performing Arts Center on the Simpson College campus, a remarkable 467-seat theater that has shaped our artistic identity for decades. Every seat in our theater is closer to the center of the stage than the front row at any arena, any opera house, any theater that you can find in America. And that kind of intimacy changes everything about what we might have as a preconceived notion about what the word opera means. I oftentimes say that the word opera, I think, might be one of the most misunderstood words in the English language. In our theater, as an audience member, you can hear every breath, you can see every expression, and experience the drama just a few feet away. And that relationship between singer and audience member becomes immediate, personal, and deeply human, and it changes your entire experience and conception of what this art form can be. The New Yorker in that recent article also observed after a performance that our productions brought opera, quote, as close to straight theater or a play as I have ever seen it, and that is the secret ingredient. The sense of connection is one of the reasons that audiences return year after year, and that the company has fostered tremendous loyalty. It's also one of the reasons why singers and artists love working here. Many of the singers who sing on our stage each summer also perform during the year at most of the world's leading opera houses, including the Metropolitan Opera, Covent Garden in London, the Bayerische Staatsoper in Munich, the San Francisco Opera, the Lyric Opera of Chicago, Houston, Washington, D.C., Santa Fe, the list goes on and on. We have prepared a brief video for you, highlighting just a little bit about what I have talked about. And I'd like to play that little video for you now. I have to bring assistance because I'm technologically challenged. So I will leave it to Noah to show you this video about our company.
An opera begins long before the curtain rises and lingers long after it falls. Here,
shout out to Estuary Motion Studios for that wonderful video that was recently produced. Despite our national reputation, we do remain firmly committed to serving our community here at home. One of the ways we do that is through education and artist training. Each year, beyond our summer festival, Des Moines Metro Opera reaches 26,000 young people and adults through educational programs, community engagement activities, and our statewide Opera Iowa program, which just celebrated its 40th anniversary of touring elementary schools around the state of Iowa and reaching over 1 million students across the state for those 40 years. Our Apprentice Artist program for aspiring young singers, now in its 6th decade, is one of the most respected training programs for artists in the country. Every year, over 1,000 young artists apply and audition for the opportunity to spend their summer in Iowa learning, performing, and developing alongside established professionals in leading roles. I'm going to cycle through a couple of pictures of some shows here as I go through the next part of this, so you get some visual stimulation as well as what I'm about to say as well. But many of you have seen many of these shots and have experienced some of these productions as well. For us, as you see in some of the videos and as you see when you come to our performances, you'll know that many of today's leading opera singers spend formative years in Iowa before going on to perform on some of the world's greatest stages. For us, learning and developing that next generation of talent isn't separate from our mission, it is absolutely central to it. We are investing in the next generation of artists, of audiences, and of cultural leaders. Another big part of our artistic mission is discovery. Opera companies these days face a big challenge. Many audience members love the great chestnuts of the war horses of our world, Madame Butterfly and the Magic Flute and Carmen, all those operas that we know. And at the same time, it might surprise you to know at the polar opposite, there are many operas being written every year, some 30 to 50 operas being written, premiered, and performed at opera companies around the United States on contemporary subject matter. And so there's this sort of dichotomy between the chestnuts and the contemporary that many opera companies are performing. Us too, we have done our share of that with 2 world premieres in recent years, including 1,000 Acres on the novel by Jane Smiley and American Apollo written by Damian Jeter. But between those worlds lies one of the most fascinating periods of music history, the first half of the 20th century. Our company has really built a reputation by exploring these extraordinary works of that World War I, World War II era from countries around Eastern Europe and Northern Europe and of course America, while continuing to also present beloved classics and very contemporary works. In short, we believe that the performing arts thrive through discovery. For an organization that presents, we have a strong commitment to presenting works that are new to our company. One of the central identifying things I wanted to achieve was that one if not two of our titles every season would be new to our company. And for an organization that only presents 3 operas every summer, that really is a meaningful commitment. It reflects our belief that audiences, not just those that come from around the nation, but those here in central Iowa, are curious, they're adventurous, and they're eager to encounter something new. Oftentimes when I'm speaking in New York or Chicago to opera audiences, they assume that people from the Des Moines audience are just interested in the standard classics. But nothing could be further from the truth. Our own local audience and our own community, our own region is full of people who are artistically curious and willing to take chances and to see new and unusual things, and that is a testament to this community. Year after year, the audience proves us right. And that brings me to this current year's summer festival season. This year we are presenting 3 very different operas. Each of them, I know Cornella has to catch up with me.
That wasn't in the script.
I went off script there for a second. The first opera up this season is Puccini's Tosca. It opens Friday night. One of the world's most beloved masterpieces, full of familiar music, returns to our stage for the first time in 17 years in a stunning new production, maybe one of the most beautiful things we have ever put on stage, filled with unforgettable memories, drama, political intrigue, high-stakes theater. It remains one of the great operatic experiences in the repertory. I would tell you now that we have 7 performances of it, and I think they are almost all entirely sold out, except for maybe a handful of tickets here and there, so you might be able to just catch one. If you don't have it yet, you really need to see Tosca. It needs to be on your bucket list. The second performance of our season is Carlisle Floyd's Of Mice and Men, based on the Steinbeck novel of the same name. How many of you have read Of Mice and Men? Oh, I forgot to, just a second here, I forgot to show you some of the photographs of some of the artists involved. Laura Wilde sings Tosca, Brian Michael Moorcock, Rodolphe, Norman Garrett as Scarpia, the villain, are 3 leading characters, and an incredible creative team as well, who are bringing this new production, this new beautiful production to life. I forgot we looked at this photo, so thank you for that. The second production, as I mentioned, of the season is Of Mice and Men, based on John Steinbeck's classic American novel. I'm going to ask people to raise your hand if you've read the novella. It is a short book. It's much shorter than Steinbeck's East of Eden, The Grapes of Wrath, so if you need a good summer dramatic read, you can pick up Of Mice and Men. There's also 2 great films, most recently one with Gary Sinise and John Malkovich, as well as a play, and now an opera written in 1970. This powerful work explores friendship, the American dream, and resilience through a distinctly American voice. We are pleased to present it during the centennial year of Carlisle Floyd's birth. Carlisle Floyd, for those who don't know, was maybe one of the first major American opera composers outside of Aaron Copland, and we are celebrating 100 years from his birth this year with this co-production that we conceived of with Houston Grand Opera and the Lyric Opera of Kansas City to share our stage. It is one of the most theatrical and powerful pieces I know, gripping theater, and featuring a wonderful cast. John Findon as Lenny, John Moore, Iowa's own baritone who has conquered the world stages from Okoboji, here returning as George, and Katie J. Bryan as Curly's wife, and a new production led by an incredible creative team who have really imagined this production in a new and remarkable way, directed by Christine McIntyre and conducted by David Neely. And we expand our artistic horizons with the 3rd opera of our season. This is King Roger by Karl Szymanowski. Now this is not a name that you will know even if you have been coming to the opera for many, many years. In fact, it's a name that I have had to learn over the years. This piece is one of the great masterpieces of the 20th century, and it will represent an expansion of our horizons as we present our first opera in the Polish language. The opera King Roger was premiered in Warsaw on June 19th, just a few days ago in 1926, so 100 years ago to the date, and we are celebrating its centennial as well. I have to say that it will be one of the most visually and musically stunning and overwhelming things that we have ever presented on any stage. And coming in at just 80 minutes long, say that, 80 minutes, it is an ideal choice if you have never been to the opera before. You will be overwhelmed visually and musically by an incredible production and an incredible world-class cast. We'll skip the video here.
It's thinking. Should be thinking.
There we go. King Roger will be sung by Alexander Birch Elliott, who sang the leading role of Figaro on The Barber of Seville with us 2 years ago, and marvelous in that production. Lydia Katarina will sing Roxana, his wife, and Christopher Sokolowski an American tenor making a major name for himself in the International Opera House. In fact, I think this is probably the last time we'll get to have him in Des Moines, because he will be way beyond too famous for us to get back, starting as soon as he leaves here. We'll sing The Shepherd, and the production team is led by Chaz Rader-Schieber and conducted by David Neely, featuring sets and costumes, sets by Jimmy Stubbs, and some of the most beautiful costumes that we have ever created, designed by Robert Perziola, Byzantine drawn, hand-painted fabrics that are printed by the same company that did costumes for The Lion King in New York. Dynamics is the name, and built into one-of-a-kind, beautiful costumes that you will only get to see here. So I can't tell you give you any more reasons to come than those, and except to say again that it's 80 minutes long, so you have nothing to lose by coming to try out King Roger if you have never been. I think together these three pieces perfectly reflect who we are as an organization. We have a beloved classic in Tosca, an important American masterpiece in Of Mice and Men, and a rarely performed international work that offers audiences an opportunity for discovery. I will tell you that King Roger is drawing people from all over the world. We had the great honor to be invited to the Polish consulate in Chicago just a few months ago in April to do a presentation with the Polish Consulate General to the US. And if you would like to see King Roger this anniversary year, the only place in the world you can see it is in Des Moines, Iowa, or Krakow, Poland. So it's shorter to come to Des Moines Metro Opera to go to Krakow, although I'm sure it's a lovely city. As of today, Des Moines Metro Opera is at 13 of 17 performances completely sold out, so the first thing you want to do when you get home is get online and get tickets for the remaining tickets that are available for the season. We annually operate the festival at about 95% sold out capacity. As I look to the future, I remain convinced that organizations like Des Moines Metro Opera and all of the other organizations that add vibrancy to our community, like the Symphony and the Arts Center, the Ballet, the Botanical Gardens, the Zoo, etc., play an important and vital role in the life of our region. We help to educate young people, we attract visitors and investment in the region, we support local business, and we enrich quality of life. And perhaps most importantly, we work to remind us all that extraordinary things can happen when a community like ours chooses to dream just a little bit bigger than its geographical location might suggest. And for more than 50 years, the community surrounding Des Moines Metro Opera has done exactly that. I think the remarkable thing is not that a world-class opera exists in Iowa, although that is truly remarkable. Really, the remarkable thing about what this company has achieved is that it shows us what a community can achieve when it really believes in and invests in the idea that extraordinary excellence belongs here in central Iowa. Thank you for asking me to speak today. I'm happy to take questions if you have any, but it's my pleasure to be here with you. Thank you. Yes?
Do you ever need extras?
The question is, do we ever need extras? We always need extras. In fact, in Tosca, there's a procession of priests that we had to recruit, and maybe we should have sent out an announcement to Rotary as well as we were recruiting. We always need extras. They call them supernumeraries in operas, so they're super. But we also need volunteers to do lots of things like usher. We could still use some volunteers for that, so contact us if you're interested in that. And we also use people to be light walkers, which means that during the day, as they're testing light levels on all of the sets and costumes, people come in, they read a book, and they stand in different spots of the stage as the lighting team works to illuminate faces and things from different directions. So we always have lots of volunteers. If you sign up for our online newsletter, you'll get those notifications, and we can also make sure to send it to Rotary as well. Yes?
My introduction to Rotary, to opera was here, and the wonderful thing about this opera is that the words, which are hard to understand in high voices, are on superscripts above. So you're
Good
able
point.
to know what people are telling each other in voices that are hard to.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for making that point. All of our performances have English supertitles regardless of what language they're sung in. This year we have Italian, English, and Polish. So that's kind of an unusual collection of languages. But each one, even the English ones, do have titles above the stage to aid. Sometimes you get, as you get acclimated to listening to the voices, it gets easier. But we always have super titles for you. So,
Last question.
one more. Time for one more.
Is Doug Duncan still living?
Unfortunately, Doug Duncan, one of our founders, he passed away in 1988. So, yeah,
Sorry.
one of the founders of our company.
I introduced Ken pharmacist to the library in Des Moines during Doug and John's time, so I did not thank you.
A giant of a human being and a big personality. I always say, I'll just close by saying that there is no such thing as somebody who doesn't like opera. You just have to get to the right one first. You say the same thing about wine. Sometimes it takes a couple of different tries before you find that gateway wine that gets you in. And it's the same way with any kind of arts, and especially performing arts like opera. So find that right one. Our staff is always glad to guide you to help making that choice, whether you like drama, comedy, American, exotic, whatever your choice is. We can help you make that choice and get you to the right first one. And then I promise you'll be hooked once you get that first one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael, for sharing your time in town with us today. Your presentation gave us a wonderful behind-the-scenes look at all that the Des Moines Metro Opera brings to our community and to the upcoming summer schedule. So thank you. We appreciate the passion that your opera community has in strengthening the arts here in Central Iowa. Okay, it has come. I think it was longer than 35 minutes. Technically, it might have been 37, but it's time to pass the gavel. So the script does give me the chance to make some, I guess, personal remarks. I will keep them brief because when I was a young attorney, I was always told when you're done making good arguments, sit down and shut up. So just briefly, a couple of thank yous. First to my family for the time that I sacrificed this year. I remember, I think it was 5 years ago when I said yes to being in the presidential queue here. I came home and my wife said, "What did you volunteer for now?" So I'm sure a lot of us have had those conversations, but I love you guys. Thank you for your support. To the board, that was this year, it was a pleasure to lead a board with such genuine and accomplished leaders who work to make this club better. So thank you for your service above self. To my committee chairs who I mentioned earlier, I asked each of those people to step up and take tasks this year to help the club along the way, and a lot of our work gets done through committees, so thank you for saying yes and all your hard work. To past President Kevin Kassier and to Josh Braby, I leaned on you guys a lot this year for advice and help so we can keep this club on a great path that it is on, so thank you for your time and your friendship. I appreciate it. To Jordan and Susie, the part-time staff here every Thursday to help these meetings run smoothly, thank you. And to the Embassy Club servers who cater to us every week. To Kitty, as everyone mentioned, we had a very successful year. We actually, I guess announce it formally to the club, we did grow by 1 for the second straight year for membership. And remember, I think past President Kevin Kassier told you last year, our club hadn't grown in more than 20 years, as far as we can go back before last year. So that's 2 years in a row that we've ended up with a +1 in membership. So we actually are growing. And I think our budget, it ends on June 30th, but I think we're going to have a positive budget this year, or at least be very close, and we haven't had that in several years. So a very successful year, and none of that happens without Kitty. She's a rock star, and she makes this club as successful as it is. So thank you, Kitty. I appreciate it. And last but not least, to all of you, the members of the Rotary Club of Des Moines, leading this club as the 114th president has been one of the most rewarding and enjoyable things I have done in my career. and that's because of all of you. It's great to come here every Thursday. I end every Thursday by telling you stay true to the good, right? And Skeet mentioned that. It's not just a catchy phrase. I really did mean that. This is a world that needs a lot more good things in it. And this club is one of those good things. So I look forward to sitting out there with you again at lunch every week and interacting with you. So thank you for a wonderful year. I appreciate it. Now it's that time. It's my honor to welcome your new president, Josh Braby. Josh, welcome to your year as the 115th president of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. Hope your year goes well and you have as much success and enjoy serving the club as I have. So here's your gavel. Very welcome.
Since you ran long, we'll just adjourn.
Yeah, we had 2 minutes. It's 12:58.
No, thank you very much. There is a nice cue. So the law and disorder will hopefully end tonight. But so everyone knows, Tim is going to the bourbon tour tonight. And we hope we don't have to bring the law and disorder back. So we appreciate that. Thank you very much. For your service, we have a gift which includes a president's pin, a plaque, maybe a bottle of bourbon, and some other special gifts. So I've been told to lift from the bottom.
Probably because it's got a bottle in it. All right.
So thank you very much. With that, we have new board members coming on. So Carter Smith, Brian Beckett, Will Brown, and Dick Stauffer will all be our new board members in this year. So we appreciate that for everyone kind of stepping up and picking up board slots for sure. I will say it is good to have a Cyclone back on the podium. I couldn't let that go. 2 years in a row. That's been rough. And we're back, so I appreciate that. We do also have a great start. So Chris Anderson with is leading the programs committee, and we're already booked all the way full through December. So we're off to a great running start. Thanks to Kevin. Really, he teed it up pretty well for Tim and myself to make this easy. Tim somehow didn't let that fall down, and I have the easy job now to just let that thing keep rolling. So Marty's got a couple more people in her trunk. We're gonna roll them out, keep our membership growing, and I appreciate that. I truly am honored, really, to serve this club this year, and really appreciate it. Looking forward to beginning our Rotary adventure. With that, upcoming meetings. So, upcoming meetings, make sure you RSVP by Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. Right after the holidays, we come back with the Police and Fire Awards, which obviously an amazing program, and very fortunate to have that kind of be the easy one to kick off the year. So looking forward to that. July 16th, our own Kelly Baum, CEO of Des Moines Arts Center, and July 23rd, Kathy Underhill, CEO of DMARC. So good list of programs coming up. July 14th, Michael and Missy Wolderman are hosting our next dinner club. There's still spots open, so I'll send out another reminder. Hopefully we can fill that, and looking forward to having another great dinner club event. And then tonight is the bourbon tour, so big thanks to Christy Edwards for coordinating, and Melissa Merrifield for kind of setting up this whole unique opportunity. It'll be a great evening, and just keep an eye on past President Tim. So, thanks to all of our guests. Thanks again, Tim, for your great leadership. Thanks, Kevin, for setting it up very, very well for the Tim and myself. We can't thank you enough for that. Have a safe and happy Independence Day. Come back with all 10 fingers. Don't close your hands around any firecrackers. And we'll see you on July 9th. We are officially adjourned.